Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today finally got a little bit of break, got a little bit of extra time. I've been working every day, and so I haven't been able to put out videos and stuff like that because I get home from work, I'm just too burned out to want to do something. And so, got a little bit of extra time today though. Oh, we got Miss Juno here. Queen Juno. Yes, right, Queen Juno. And I haven't bought anything or purchased anything new recently, so except for one thing, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, sweetie. Let me make the video. And I just thought we'd just have a little discussion about the ones I've recently unboxed and I've been carrying it and using, and just have a little discussion as to what I think about them. This one right here, I absolutely love it. Uh-oh, sorry, sweetie. Let me get Juno down, hold on. Gotta stay down, sweetie. Okay. Juno's looking at me like she wants to jump up on the table. But anyway, this one is the Atlas Lock Engage, the 3.5-inch one with the S35 VM blade, G10 handle scales, contoured G10 handle scales with the Atlas lock. Absolutely love this knife. Absolutely love it. I can't say anything bad about it. Yeah, sure, I wish that, the lock was further forward, but I understand why they put it back here. I bet you they put it back here actually for a couple of reasons. Because everybody that's used to triad locks are used to a mid lock. And this is the most easy operating mid lock that I've ever used. So if you like using mid locks, this is like a whole new thing, a whole new level of mid lock. It's awesome. Absolutely love it. And the blade, and it holds a good edge. I've been using it for cutting small chores. No, I don't do any heavy duty cutting or anything like that. I just do everyday cutting. Whenever I'm carrying it, I use it for food prep. Opening up letters and boxes or packages or any of that kind of stuff. Basic stuff. And excels at that. Absolutely love it. And this one, as you can see, I polished everything. All these knives have been actually polished. They've all been polished and modified by me. Because once I really like something, I try to see if I can take it even to another level. And that's where this one is. This one's the next level above being a stock knife. That's why it's beautiful. This is a beautiful knife. It's an absolutely beautiful knife. And the next one up, my new favorite triad lock. The only thing I do not like about this one is the pocket clip. If I could find a deep carry pocket clip for this one, this knife would be a perfect knife for a triad lock knife to me. The only thing that's holding it back from being perfect is the pocket clip. The pocket clip is, number one, it's too shiny and it's too visible. If your shirt lifts up or whatever, it's like a big piece of shiny metal. And it shows a lot of the knife. Somebody can see that's a knife. I like the deep carry pocket clips. I've gotten used to using deep carry pocket clips now, and that's what I prefer. I would prefer deep carry pocket clips. They are a little bit more difficult to pull a knife out really quickly, but once you figure it out, you'll get it down, just like anything else. But this is a great knife. Have you guys seen the custom one that Andrew Demko's making? With the new triad lock? Andrew Demko has a new triad lock. That's supposed to be like the upgraded version of this triad lock. He says it's the triad lock that he would be making at Cold Steel right now if he was still at Cold Steel. So he's making it for himself, for his new knives. And he's coming out with the new AD10 series. And I know I saw the Tanto blade, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the other, what do you call it, the drop point blade. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have that one too. But I absolutely love this one. This is my favorite. And yes, I did swap the scales from the polished drop point that I have. All the parts are swappable. They're exact same size. Just to let you all know. So that means that these knives are made in the exact same factory, exact same place, with the exact same machines and tooling and stuff. Because all the parts are swappable from this one to the older models, or from the older models to this model. I swapped the liners and gave it my tune-up, my lube and oil tune-up. Absolutely love it. Awesome knives. This is my favorite AD10. Out of all the AD10s, this is the one I like the best. And it is a remake of a Demko model, because Andrew Demko already had this model knife made, but it never went into production, from my understanding. And he has custom versions that he's made of the AD10 with the Tanto blade that looks like this too. Actually even looks better though, because it looks more refined or whatever. This one looks like it came out the factory. His looked like it came from a custom shop. That's what it looks like, the difference, the finish and everything. I like this one. I like the working man's version. I like this one. This is an awesome AD10 right here. Awesome AD10. It's my favorite. I've been carrying this one. The other ones I carried just a little bit, but this one I like to carry because number one, I like Tantos. Number two, I like this Tanto blade. I like the way it's shaped, the way it comes down like here, like a drop point. I think that's beautiful, the way it's shaped. And I like hollow ground Tantos for pocket knives. For fixed blades, I like them to be flat ground, if possible. Because I want a fixed blade, to be able to do tougher things than, a pocket knife I would expect a pocket knife to do. Pocket knife, I want it to be a good cutter. Yes, sweetie. Watch the claws. Watch the claws, kiddo. Watch the claws. I absolutely love it. I love the 3.8 millimeter blade stock. Nice thick blade stock. It's a beautiful knife. I highly recommend it. I see you, kiddo. Okay. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Okay. Okay. And last one, last but not least, this one I've polished all up too. Now this one I didn't polish the flats. I didn't polish the flats. I just polished the this part, whatever you would call that part, or the spine or whatever of the scales and the back spacer. But everything else is not polished at all. I just thought it would look better with a little bit effect like that. Give it a little bit more of a finished effect instead of just being the raw aluminum. I like the raw aluminum on the sides, but I sort of want this part to look a little bit more finished. And so it contrasts with the stainless steel liners and everything. Now with this one, the AD20s, this is the AD20S model. It's got the 3.3 millimeter blade. Now with this one has a D2 blade. I want to get one of the ones with the drop point. I think I'm going to try to get one of the ones with the drop point blade because I ordered a set of titanium scales from Original Goat. And they're linerless. So I expect them to be like, you know, linerless to me, does that mean it's like this? That's what linerless, I can't say that, I'm getting tongue tied. Linerless scales are. They don't have the liners in them. It's like just a titanium scale, right? And I looked at the pictures, and that's what it looks like they're selling. And so I got the shark's tooth ones. I wanted to get the shark's tooth. And I decided not to get the back spacer because I'm gonna leave it open like this. I'm gonna use the titanium back spacers that the knife already comes with. I can't wait. But the problem is, I was trying to find a AD20S with a drop point blade because it's like the newer, I think it's a 2022 model. And it's a newer model. When they first came out, they were like $475 or whatever, but everybody wants like $1,000 for them now. And it's like, I don't want to spend $1,000 for them. I don't want to do that. Maybe 5 or 6, I might go that far, but not $1,000, no way. But the reason why I want to get it, I want to get one of the newer models as opposed to one of the older models with the D2 blade, is not because I'm concerned about the blade steel, it's because of the way that the knives are made. The G10 models with the AD20S G10 models, they have blades that are different than the ones that are on the Griv-Ex blades. The ones on the Griv-Ex blades don't have, what do you call it, a machined out portion of the blade tang for the bearing to fit inside of. So you can't use like the taco bearings or the skiff bearings because they're a 1/4 inch inner diameter by what is it? I want to say 1/16 thick, which is thicker than, these need to have a 1/4 inch diameter, inner diameter for the bearing, and the bearing needs to be 1 millimeter, just like the 80-20.5s. This one is like, the bearings are like the same thickness as the 80-20.5s, but the inner diameter of the pivot is larger than 80-20.5s. The skiff bearings with the 6 millimeter skiff bearings don't fit on this one. You have to get the 1/4 inch skiff bearings, and they have to be the ones that are made for the newer type AD20S models. This is like the original AD20S model, this blade type, this D2, the Griv-Ex ones I have, both the ones I have are the original ones. And they have the blades that are made a little bit differently. The later models came out with the G10 and carbon fiber, and I think they even had a titanium one, but they all have the blades where it's machined out on the blade tang to fit the bearing. So they use a thicker bearing because that part's machined, and also the whether they have the stainless steel liner or if it's a titanium, that part's machined out on the handle scale too, or the liner also. So that's why you can't use the skip bearings in these. The original ones, you have to use the Demko bearing. You can't use skip bearings in these. This one has Demko bearings. This one has the stock bearings in it. Everything else is pretty much modified though, because this is all Original Goat aluminum handle scales, and this is the OG1 pattern. If you're interested, it's the OG1 pattern. The titanium ones I'm getting, that's going to be the shark's tooth pattern. And I got the polished titanium ones, the shiny ones. These, I think, are, I want to say that they're the blasted ones. Or raw, they call them raw aluminum. And then I polished like certain parts of the handle scales. Absolutely love this knife. I think the AD20s are my favorites. The AD20 series, you know, whether it be the AD20.5s or the AD20S. I don't have an AD20, the thicker one, the one that has like a 4.8 millimeter blade or something like that. I don't have that one, but I do have a couple of the S models. I want to get one more S model and put titanium handle scales on it. I like the S models, I think, probably over the MG20 or AD20 because I like the thinner blade because it cuts down on the weight of the knife. This one weighs 6 ounces, and then when it has the Griv-Ex scales on it, it only weighs 5 ounces. So if I want it to be really light, I could just put the Griv-Ex scales back on it. But I like these scales. I just like the way that they feel and everything else like that. I don't care if it adds another ounce of weight. Because they're really thick. Each scale is 4 millimeters thick. And they're solid. Nothing's lightened up in them. So, you know, that adds a lot of strength to the knife, I think. But anyway, people, this is just a little one that I just decided to put together real quick. Didn't really have nothing to do, nothing to talk about. When the titanium scales come in for this one, I'll bring them all in. And you know what, let's zoom in, huh? We can just zoom in. There we go. Absolutely love these people. Out of all the new ones I've tried this year, I would say these right here are my favorites. And I'm going to say my favorites for what I would call light heavyweight folders. Is that a good way to put it? If, you know, if we're looking at like heavyweight boxing, these wouldn't be like the George Foreman's. These would be more like, I don't know, like, you know, it'd be smaller like Ali. Or Tyson. They wouldn't be the big giant heavyweight. They'd be the lighter heavyweight. Big giant heavyweight would be like the 4Max. 4Max and the Sog Seal. Sog Seal is another big giant heavyweight. Or the SR1. SR1 is a big giant heavyweight too. These are the ones that are actually, you know, they're not so heavy where you don't want to carry them. These are like right at the limit for me for EDC weight. I think the easiest one to carry out of all these is this one. This one actually feels the lightest. I think this one was 6.5 ounces, and I think this is like 7.2 ounces or something. So this one's the heaviest, and it feels the heaviest, but it actually feels kind of light because it's balanced really well. And it's got a nice 50-50 balance. So, you know, like, it feels lighter than the other ones, the other AD10s. To me, it feels, even though it's heavier than the other AD10s, it actually feels lighter. And when it's in your hand, it feels lighter. This one actually feels a little bit heavier in hand because the handle's a little bit heavier. You gotta come back a little bit further to get the 50-50 balance, but it still has a good balance point. But this one is a little bit more handle heavy than you know, cold steels of knives in the past have usually been made. And this one's perfect. That one's perfect. You can bounce it up and down, tar it all around, it stays there. It's perfect. Demko knives are always, I don't know, Andrew always made some awesome knives, if you ask me. Made knives that were like strong and heavy duty, and can actually, you know, like if you have to go into combat and take something into a mission, it lasts your mission and it lasts that duty of service. This one's the nicest one. I like this one. This one's really nice too. This is a super nice triad. If you like triad knives, and if you haven't purchased one of these, I would say get one of these. If you want to try something new for the AD10s, because to me this is like a new type of AD10. The Engage, the Atlas Lock Engage. It's absolutely beautiful. And this was not running on bearings. This was running on Teflon and phosphor bronze. I love it. This one's running on Teflon and phosphor bronze also. So these would actually, this one would probably be the one that you want to take if you're going into a dirty area. Because there's less to get messed up on this one, or less to get dirty on this one. This one is the best. Oh man, I love these. Now, these aren't cheap, but you know what? They're way better than everything else. I want the new drop point blade. The new drop point blade has like a spear point shape for the new AD20s, new AD20S models. That's the one I want to get. It looks like most of them were made in M390. I don't really care about what steel it is. I just want the other blade type, and I want the newer type grinding on the blade tank, so I could use custom ceramic bearings in it. Because I got a set of Tanto bearings that I thought we were going to be able to use in this one. I bought 2 sets for this one and my other AD20S, and they don't work in it because they're too thick. And I did some measurements and I found out why they don't work. But anyway, anything to say, sweetie? Anything you want to say? Huh? Anything you want to say? You say, what's that? You want Grandpa to come play with you? Big old Grandpa girl. See that big old Grandpa girl. Yes, she is. That's my girl. All right. Well, that's it for us today. Hope you're all doing good out there. When I get something new in this week, because I have the new scales coming in, when that comes in, we're gonna put together a new knife. Peace out, Stiletto.